am so in love with this man.
Neither one of us knew that you could literally be this happy and peaceful all the time. And if it wasn't for Cornerstone and our therapist, we would have missed out on the greatest love that either one of us has ever known. I'm Greg.
I'm Kathy.
And we're the Larsons.
We met on the dreaded blind date.
Thankfully, it was a group blind date. I thought in my mind, it went really well, and I definitely wanted to see her again. I think it was about a month being into the relationship, we knew that we wanted to get married.
Yeah, we were all
and there was no doubt.
We discussed getting engaged, so we were having our ring made, and we thought it was really important that I met his family, obviously prior to him asking me to marry him. So we flew to Florida, and everything kind of spiraled, and it really was a turning point in our relationship.
Knew there were some issues, obviously, that had come up that we needed to try to work through and fix if we were going to move forward. And, we kind of did everything on our own and just ended up getting engaged that December. And but there still was, the deep-seated, friction that was still there that we had to work through. And it got to a point where we knew that we couldn't fix it on our own. That everything that we were trying was not working. That was a very scary decision. Therapy and counseling has a negative connotation to it because I think a lot of people think I'm not doing that because then they're going to think I'm broken or that I can't be fixed or there's something wrong with me.
Going into therapy, you always feel like you're going to be judged or there's a little bit of concern. But honestly, we love, and I mean love, our therapist. We look forward to going every week to see him. It was like we're sitting in his den and we're just all friends having a conversation, airing things out, bouncing ideas off of each other. And I think that he gave us real simple, practical things to try that would help our relationship.
Yeah, he made it a very welcoming, very comfortable place. And I think that's important to know because there's a lot of there's a lot of negativity with therapy and you're scared to go there, but our therapist he broke down any fear that we had. For me, I grew up in Florida. My father was a pastor, and so I grew up in a very obviously a good Christian home, but I was always taught to respect my parents, never question what they do, and not raise my voice to them in any way. But that's all I knew.
Because I grew up very differently. And I lived in 5 different states. I worked for an airline. I traveled a lot. I was independent. And I needed to understand that that's how he grew up. And understand that played a big factor in our struggles. Yeah. Along with, my own baggage from past relationships that I was bringing into it.
Yeah, and I think for me, our therapist helped me work through my upbringing and to see that I can have a voice and that I should have a voice and that my voice and my opinion should be respected, but to do it in a very respectful way. And that was something very new to me. But with our therapist's help, he helped us, help me get to that point where, I'm able to speak up when I need to.
Without our therapist and without seeking some insight to each other, we would never have gotten married.
Yeah, he was a big reason why we were standing there on that day, getting married, and he was such an important part for us in our lives that we just absolutely had to include him.
Thank you for giving us the tools to be able to end up where we were and where we are now. Yeah. I am so in love with this man.
There's just a genuine happiness. Neither one of us knew that you could literally be this happy and peaceful all the time, and if it wasn't for Cornerstone and our therapist, we would have missed out on the greatest love that either one of us has ever known.
So if there's other couples that are out there and they're struggling with whether or not they want to see a therapist or will this really help, or if they want to call it quits,
it's getting over that initial fear, making that first phone call, but doing that knowing that this is worth fixing and this is worth repairing. You take care of your car, you have it oil change, you tune it up. You need to do that with a relationship. And if you're at a point where you think that something's not working and something's not clicking and you've tried everything, we'd strongly encourage you to go to counseling, because like she said, if it wasn't for that we wouldn't be here.
And not just fix us as a couple,
Yeah.
but like individually, we
Yeah.
had a lot of growing to do individually. So then we could actually, we could work together.
Yeah. So I think if you're at that point,
Yeah.
don't hesitate. Just do it.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.